my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic. Today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Pisces Aries Cusp and a Taurus. You would be a blessing in a Taurus's life. Delight would be this relationship's middle name. You both are into weird and wacky things. You thrive on the unpredictable. And you both take on the world in a very straightforward way. I believe Shakespeare once said, "All the world's a stage." I'm not drunk enough to quote the rest. So don't forget that the world is your playground. Sometimes it's important to express your disapproval to your Taurus. You gotta call them out. How are you gonna grow without finding faults and making mistakes? You're not gonna get, oh my god, I poured it all over me. Ugh. You're not gonna get anywhere if you can't own up to things and tell them what their problem and their deal is. Don't forget to live life to the fullest every day. You're an inspiration with your creativity. Why do I keep doing this? I swear it's not on purpose. Alright, I'm gonna put this down for now. You don't need to get all serious and profound with your Taurus. Okay, that was uncalled for. You're both oddballs. And you're always into things that others just don't understand. Your love for eccentricity is the core of this relationship. Truth and openness is essential for this match. You can get so caught up in your being weird together that when your Taurus starts to act like an everyday human being, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You can be judgy. You'll feel like they aren't being weird like you. But your Taurus needs a sense of normalcy. They need to be an ordinary person for a day or two, you know? They need to do regular things. And you need to be able to be okay with that. You need to be able to be okay with that side of them. Because the way they are with you might be really different from the way they act with others. It's easy to get off track. So don't forget the future with each other, your dreams, your goals. Hashtag true love relationship goals. Things can get all over the place. It's nice to spend all your time with your Taurus because they get all your quirks, but you need to also get out there. Go hang out with friends together. Do things in public, meet new people, not naughty things. Taurus will love how you perceive things. You will make them smile with your profound philosophies. They love how you perceive the world. They love how much you get them. You both have different needs and they can oppose each other and cause conflict. But the good news is that you bounce back so easily. If you have a spat, you're able to just get through it because you don't like to dwell in the past. You don't hold grudges against each other. You kind of live in the now. So if you're having a problem with your Taurus and you're dating one right now, my advice is to get sexual. Yep, I said it, get sexual. Or just focus on pleasure, because when you focus on pleasing one another and focus on pleasure and desire, then honestly, you guys will forgive each other like that. That's the kind of relationship this is. It's like sex and makeup. And you usually forgive and forget easily. You're like, I'm not gonna waste my time on old petty squabbles with each other. So basically, if you feel off, just focus on enjoying things together in a more intimate way. Wow. You don't really waste your time over analyzing them too much or staying in that beautiful head of yours. Taurus will really shine when it comes to intuition in this relationship. It allows them to easily convey how they are feeling. And it also allows them to be very good at interpreting how you're feeling. And so it's not really rocket science, you know? You need to focus on your well-being. When you're with a Taurus, you tend to neglect your physical state. You seek thrill, kind of like an adrenaline junkie does. And that's kind of how you approach experiences together. You think that your energy is the key to success in your relationship, but it isn't always like the best solution. Cause I'll talk about moving. Gotta move on. You want to be getting something out of this relationship. And you need to remember that you don't have to be impulsive and seek out thrills to be happy with your Taurus. You can be intense. And you're not afraid to show the world that you are an individual. But you need to slow down, okay? Make sure you're not being obnoxious. Yes, I mean that a lot. You're like a ray of sunshine in a Taurus's existence. Aww. It's because of how you perceive things. You easily can understand each other's mistakes after a spat. And like I said, you live in the now. You don't waste time dwelling on past problems. You may be idealizing the relationship and not really focusing on what's ahead can make things really tough because you kind of get on like this one-track mind and you'll quickly, without realizing, switch to another track and it'll be like the wrong track. If that makes any sense. Probably not. Yeah, that probably doesn't make any sense. Taurus loves the outdoors and connecting with nature. And you may find that your favorite experiences with them are actually outside. Don't let negative emotions impact your relationship, okay? You need to deal with them right away before they contaminate your love life. Take baby steps, okay? Don't try to leap into things and go too fast. I always sing this song when I think of baby steps or taking one step at a time. One step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love with a Taurus. Okay, done. Stop. So don't dive into the deep end too fast. Don't dive into the shallow end either, because you could get a concussion or worse. I'm terrible at advice sometimes. Taurus can be an excellent lover for you. However, it won't feel like there's a lot of soul bonding. Like I said, things aren't gonna like get too deep, you know? It's not gonna be all like emotions and drama and feelings, you know? And honestly, your feelings can like disappear much more easily than you want to even admit. Your inner child will take over when you're with a Taurus. Don't try to form a strong bond and get too emotional. If you know that that depth is not there, then you kind of just need to accept it or move on. Accept that things aren't gonna be that serious. Here's the thing with you, Cusper, Pisces, Aries. Before you date a Taurus, you kind of need to date other people, okay? It's like you need to have tried everyone else, all the other fish in the sea, before you decide to date a Taurus and be successful at it. Because Taurus is all about like stability. You're gonna wanna like have a lot of experience with other partners before you decide to choose them. So if you wanna settle down with your Taurus, then you need to have tried everything first, or you're gonna feel kind of trapped real fast. Your Taurus can be the one for you. But if you haven't like tried everything first, like gotten your kinkies out, your kinky side, what is a kinkies? Is that a thing? No, I don't think so. You gotta get kinky first. You gotta try out all your secret fetishes. Figure it out, like figure out what your sexual style is, what you need in the bedroom, if you're sexually active, of course. And even if you're not a sexual person or you're not sexually active, usually this sign is kinda, you know, they like it. But even if it's just like love and relationships, you're not going to be able to be consistent with a Taurus the way they need you to if you haven't like been there, done that. Whether that's sexual or not, okay? I know I'm getting all like the sexual stuff down, but like I also want to point out not all of you are into sex. That's cool. There are asexual people out there. There are people who just haven't done it yet, or people who aren't into it, whatever. Or you guys may be underage and you're not supposed to be having sex yet, according to the law. or like morality. There's so many reasons why people wouldn't be having sex. But anyway, if you're one of those people, then just know like it's still a matter of like dating other people, being with other people, really exploring that first before you're with a Taurus. You want to feel happy. Sometimes the key to dealing with conflicts with your Taurus is just to pay attention to them. It's so simple, right? But you forget. Your connection is magnetic and you waste no time jumping in. And it can happen very, very fast. There's usually not a long courting period. You both can get like very philosophical. You can discuss your thoughts, your morals a lot. Like what's on your mind and your artistic creative ways. And often this couple like gets into spirituality together. You don't usually bond as friends. If things are just going down a rocky slope and you feel like your relationship's hitting rock bottom, the magic of this combo is that you can hit a reset button. You guys are so good at just saying, let's start over. Let's figure this out. And so with that, love and commitment and marriage, like they happen all the time. Your Taurus values stability. And you don't necessarily make that a priority, let's face it. Your Taurus isn't discreet about how much they love pleasure. You get into things so fast that you can even forget to build a strong foundation. And you don't focus on the past and getting to know each other's life story and where they come from, and you don't like focus on the family part of their life as much. And so you're not building that foundation. So when things get challenging, it may feel like the relationship is a lot less secure than you thought it was. And honestly, it may not withstand the chaos. So I know this is hard with this couple, but you really have to try to build that foundation. You both live eccentric lives. Don't play the blame game. You end up pointing fingers or being bossy when you fight. And it can become detrimental to the well-being of your relationship. After a breakup, you can still be friends, but you have to kind of forget about all the stuff you shared. Like as long as you let go of your feelings completely for them and all the lovey-dovey stuff, then you can be friends. You have to establish boundaries. And it's much easier to be lovers than it is to be like platonic, you know? And it's much more common too. Taurus needs to be able to rely on you. And you may not be able to be so stable for them. You love pleasure, but you aren't as open about it. Pleasure can also be like eating food, like really good food, and like enjoying it to the fullest, like gourmet. You know what I mean? Like being a foodie. Or it can be like being really passionate about a type of movie, or really finding pleasure in music and dancing. It's that kind of pleasure too. So it doesn't necessarily just have to be under the sheets or above the sheets, however you want it. You both like establish that you are equally attracted to each other from the beginning. You aren't like afraid to discuss weird or taboo topics. And you're more interested in like why your Taurus would do something. And your Taurus seems to be more like focused on the consequences. So when you're arguing or fighting, like this can become an obstacle. They're so busy trying to find a solution, and you're like trying to figure out what the reason is. And it can become a challenge. So if you stick with each other and things are really working out, then the relationship can strengthen and it can become more profound and emotional. But it takes a lot of time. Like it probably would take years for this to actually happen. So it usually starts out pretty shallow in the beginning. If you guys like try to be friends, they usually end up as no strings attached kind of bonds. You know, friends with benefits. Friends with benefits are very common for this pair. It's because of how strong you are attracted to each other sexually. Keeping it casual may be best. You guys also may have affairs with each other while you're married. There is also like this lack of security because of how out there you both are. Make sure you never stop enjoying your lives. Explore your taste buds on dates, or go on an exotic vacation, or like go to an improv show, or go to a concert with like music you both like. Those are just a few like date night ideas. Always seek passion and immerse yourselves in experiences. Even if it's just Netflix and chill, because those experiences will strengthen and fuel your bond. You both support each other's dreams and careers, and you will grow in that area together. Living together can be a challenge. You get too carried away in the beginning that you forget to actually like get to know each other, and later you realize like there's so much you didn't know about them, and that can either be a good thing. I mean, a little mystery is great, right? Or it can be a bad thing. You're like, what the fuck? How did I not know this? Especially when you're married or you just start living together, you're like, whoa, how did I not know that this was gonna happen? Like, who is this human being living with me and sharing a bed with me? Okay, maybe that's a little extreme, but you get my point. When you first meet each other, it's like either a magnetic seduction, like attraction, you know? Or it's like, not really into you, okay, bye. But it's not usually like in between. Later you realize you weren't just seduced by their looks, but because you both share so much in common. Even if the romantic spark flickers out, it can still last if you keep finding that pleasure. You admire their skills and they love your energy. It's not usually love at first sight. It's like attraction at first sight. Love comes later. You're more excitable and temperamental, and you can be pretty obvious about your feelings. When you're living with a Taurus who is more harmonious and studious and lives in a more gentle way, it can feel disruptive to them. Anxiety will become a huge problem. You know how you said it's either, oh my god, I'm super attracted to you, or it's a, I'll pass. When it's the, I'll pass, a lot of the times you just don't like them. Like, you don't like each other at first. Despite the sexual tension that you both kind of feel, you may need more depth than a Taurus can give you. And you won't feel satisfied unless you can accept that. Your Taurus might feel exasperated by you. They try to give you advice, but you just take it the wrong way. And you can have selective hearing. If you start out by not liking each other, it's not a bad thing. Because instead of getting swept away and like not thinking clearly, they like to know what they're signing up for. You might even feel kind of apathetic and just like not very interested in them. Then you realize, wow. And when you move in with them, you will feel like you need to feel more free. Taurus doesn't want you to change. They love you, for who you are. You can wear the pants in this relationship. If they work out in the long run, then this can be very spontaneous and fun and interesting and well-balanced relationship. The Taurus may feel like you disappointed them. Be careful not to let like little frustrations grow and become big frustrations. If you get angry, like really angry, like enraged, and you express yourself too dramatically, then it can actually lead to more chaos. So try to be even when you communicate. Like, you can be a diva sometimes. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you are on this cusp, the cusp of Pisces and Aries, or if you're a Taurus, then please comment below and let me know what you think. I would love to hear about your experiences being on this cusp and with the, this dual, whatever. Just let me know. Subscribe. Bye.